Hello and welcome to the Suggestopedia introductory lecture. If you like this video, you can continue with the rest of the course. For more information, see the video description. Please use headphones for a better learning experience. Let's begin. What is Suggestopedia? It is an accelerated learning method developed in the late 1960s and early 1970s by Bulgarian psychiatrist George Lozanov. This method uses suggestion, the process of insinuation, in an educational context to increase the speed and effectiveness of learning. It is based on the idea that in an exceptionally relaxing environment, combined with music and specific teaching techniques, learners can significantly increase their ability to memorize and assimilate new information. Suggestopedia is an educational method that aims to maximize the learner's ability to acquire knowledge. It uses music, relaxation, and various play elements to enhance learning. What is maximizing? The term maximizing generally refers to the process of optimization, where the goal is to increase or optimize the value of a particular variable or function to its highest possible outcome. In Suggestopedia, this refers to increasing the volume of learned material. Associate Professor George Lozanov is a Bulgarian psychiatrist and educator known for developing Suggestopedia. He was born on July 22, 1926 in Sofia, Bulgaria, and passed away on May 6, 2012. Lozanov graduated from medical school at Sofia University and later specialized in psychiatry. He also received education in psychotherapy and psychoanalysis. In the 1960s, Lozanov developed Suggestopedia, inspired by the power of suggestion and the belief in the limitless capabilities of the human brain for learning and memorization. In 1978, UNESCO officially investigated Suggestopedia and recognized it as an innovative and helpful method. Lozanov also founded several institutes and training centers that apply and disseminate suggestotic methods in education. His work continues to inspire many teachers and educational specialists worldwide who use the principles of Suggestopedia to accelerate the learning process and increase the effectiveness of education. The 7 Laws. Law 1. Love. It is well known that nothing good in this world is achieved without love. Love is also a fundamental condition for accessing the reserves of the brain. Love creates tranquility and trust, and contributes to the teacher's prestige in the student's eyes by paving the way to safely reaching the reserves in the individual's subconscious. Love cannot be faked, as students can feel it. However, it should not be perceived as a sentimental mood, as this attitude creates adverse reactions. Love should be perceived as genuine humaneness. We advise no teacher to begin working at the level of the reserves of the human personality unless they possess sincere, humane love. Law 2. Freedom. Where there is love, there is also freedom. Freedom allows the teacher to make decisions about the development of the process within the reserve pedagogic methodology and to adapt it to the specifics of each group. It also allows students to choose whether to participate in the activities. The principle of freedom is one of the fundamental ones, as it distinguishes the methodology from hypnosis. Law 3. The teacher's conviction that something extraordinary is happening. The conviction that something unusual, different from the societal suggestive norm, always happens, leads to a state of inspiration in the teacher. This inner triumph is radiated through the teacher's peripheral perceptions and is perceived and created in the students. What is very important is that this attitude is created spontaneously, often unconsciously. Thus, the so-called suggestive link between the participants at the level of the reserve complex is formed. The mastery of the teacher facilitates this process of resonance. Law 4. Significantly increase study material. The educational material provided to the students within a specific time frame should be at least 2 to 3 times more, times not percentage, greater in volume than the established norm of other methodologies. If the societal norm changes over time, after a few years or generations, the reserve pedagogic course should also change due to the constant stimulation of evolution. Considering that several national and international commissions have confirmed that the methodology has psychotherapeutic, psychogenic, and educational effects, we should not allow a reduction in the academic material. If in a reserve pedagogic environment, the educational material is maintained within traditional limits, this will solidify and reinforce the societal suggestive norm about the limited capabilities of the human being. Thus, evolution would be slowed down. Fifth law, whole part whole, the part through the whole. When teaching new material, there should not be a division between the part and the whole in all subjects. They should never be taught and studied in a variety of ways. Every whole is a part of a larger whole. On one hand, this concept is based on some studies on brain functions, where parts of the brain contain information about the entire brain. On the other hand, from a philosophical point of view, there exists the theory that the whole is in the part, and the part is in the whole. They are indivisible. There are no isolated units. Therefore, learning about the element needs to be assimilated with the whole. The whole provides additional nuances to the component. The atom reflects the laws of the universe, and the universe is in the atom. When this condition is adhered to in pedagogy, the results are better. There is no attempt to separate the elements forcibly. All theoretical conclusions have their experimental confirmations. The principle that each part contributes to and integrates with the whole, and that the whole leads the understanding of its parts, is a fundamental factor in harmonizing the learning process. The teacher's mastery hinges on their ability to decide what is recognized as the whole. To explain this law more clearly, let's give the following example. In traditional teaching methods, which are likely familiar to most of us, when we start learning a new language, or even our native one, we usually begin with the smallest building blocks of speech, the letters. Special time, effort, and resources are dedicated to mastering this fundamental material. However, Suggestopedia's approach to this fifth law is different. Instead of starting with the study of individual letters, we can focus directly on learning words. During the learning process, students will unconsciously pick up the letters along with the words. This way, no additional time is spent on learning the letters separately. They are learned naturally and effortlessly. Law 6. The Golden Ratio. The Golden Ratio reveals the law of harmony in the universe, to which the teaching of all subjects in a reserved pedagogic manner must conform. Harmony inspires the creation of harmony and overcomes the psychological chaos often accompanying traditional teaching. Harmony is necessary for teaching such a large amount of material in such a short time. The relationships between the whole and the parts are in the golden ratio in the reserved pedagogic method of communication. The learning capacity is improved when the educational process skillfully finds a balance between rhythms, intonations, emotional stimuli, and more. Law 7. Use of classical art and aesthetics. Classical art and aesthetics are used in reserve pedagogy as particularly effective mediators of non-manipulative communicative suggestion due to their capacity to emit countless non-specific stimuli that nourish the abundance of peripheral perceptions, unnoticed by the senses, that operate through consciousness. Suggestopedic art creates conditions for optimal psycho-relaxation. Harmonic states aid the spontaneous absorption of information and enhance the capabilities for tapping into reserves in a pleasant atmosphere. It helps achieve a state of inspiration and diverts attention from the painful spot where the fear associated with learning resides. Classical art is introduced through specially selected works of classical music, songs, literary works, reproductions of the great masters, and others. Are you ready to unlock the full potential of your teaching with Suggestopedia? Learn more in our course. The link to the video description is below.